All right. Hey, all right, we're back. What's up, guys? Connor and Brad here. We have a really special guest. What's up, Josh?
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for being here, man. So Brad and I met a long time ago working for a multi-million-dollar marketing company called Badass Ventures. And Josh was the guy who started the company and took it from nothing to multi-millions of dollars, fueled by one of the #1 selling products on Clickbank of all time. If you've ever sold a Clickbank product, if you've ever seen an ad on the internet, I guarantee you've seen this guy's video. And we're just really stoked to have him here. He's taught us a lot about marketing and what's possible with internet marketing. And yeah, thanks for being here, Josh. Really cool to talk to you.
Yeah, so stoked to dive in. It's going to be great.
So yeah, our people right now are mostly email marketers and affiliate marketers. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them sell products on Clickbank. How's how has that been for you since we parted ways working together a number of years ago? Mm-hmm. How do you think things have changed in terms of selling things online since you were leading your company until now?
One of the big things that happened is the industries are becoming flagged. An entire industry can be flagged now, and it won't be allowed on certain advertising platforms or even checkout systems. Like Clickbank won't allow, they'll allow certain products, but they curtail your ability creatively. They come in, they go, okay, well, you can sell that, but you have to submit all your copy. You have to, for approval, you have to, make sure your refund or chargebacks are above a certain or below a certain point, and that kind of thing. Kind of like they did, it started in the email systems like Aweber. They started cracking down, and advertisement companies like Facebook and Google. They're like, no, this is getting too messy. We can't control this. People were going nuts. And I understand why. Geez, we had affiliates. I don't know if you guys remember, but we had 10,800 affiliates signed up to our affiliate program. And of those 10,800, about 100 actually sold something, on a good basis. And of those 100, about 50 were terrible. Yeah. Like, they would sell stuff, but they would be like terrible black hat crap, like spam or something. And we got like several complaints. If I were to send an email as an affiliate of your product, and I was like, hey, make $1 million online for free, and then blast it to 100,000 spam emails, you guys would have to pay $10,000 per email. You would, not me, even though I'm the one who did it. So it became kind of unmanageable, like people were like, we had lawyers who their full-time job was to sign up for our mailing list of our affiliates and then sue us, and they did it, and they won. Every time they won, we had to pay them.
So I guess that's kind of the downside of growing so big so fast. On the one hand, you had a hot selling Clickbank offer that rose to #1, and so everyone and their brother wanted to promote it. But on the other hand, you couldn't control who was promoting it, and a lot of them were trash, and you paid the price.
Yep. So it was like everyone tries to scale. We were really trying to scale, and we kept getting smacked and everything. And growing with Clickbank was great because they kept increasing their attention on us as we were more at the top. They've since expanded a lot of really awesome possibilities within their platform, but you have to be like, they're a white hat company. You can't do something that is like in any way controversial on their platform. And that's great. But at the time, it was kind of Wild West, for all of us. And we didn't rein it in as much. So now getting on those platforms, like, you can do things like token purchasing, which is where if you're doing email marketing and they've already bought one thing, they don't have to put their credit card in again. That's like increases conversions a lot, if you can do that. So there's some pros and cons, but now I kind of look at it as one option. Affiliates are something I have to rein in. I can't just let them go willy-nilly. you know, it was really exciting for a little bit until I noticed the downside, right? It was a bummer.
Right on, right on. So, what would you say to, you know, this next wave of product creators or entrepreneurs? You know, like what would you advise them, knowing what you know now? Like for somebody who wants to build that kind of business.
Yeah. Let's see. The biggest thing I've learned to do starting now is to start slow momentum build instead of trying to blast all at once and like create a big launch. I mean, you can do a launch, but to do an affiliate launch is kind of a lot of work. You have to organize all these affiliates and everything, and affiliates are half the work of your company. You know, they require a lot of focus. So if it were me, like now starting over what I do, I think that membership, really low price point membership platforms that deliver a tremendous amount of content are kind of the future, the short-term future for us, because, you know, you can buy a product or you can wait a little while until someone uploads it to a torrent site and then have it for free, right? And anybody who is like us that is going to find out the information, like you're not going to keep the information from us. If it's out there and you're like, this is $100,000 to buy this program, we're going to be like, yeah. So we'll just like talk to someone who went through it and get their notes. Like, you know, you can't stop people like us from bootstrapping and coming up with new ideas. So rather than trying to take that tack, I feel there's a lot of trust built in this kind of community, you know, and letting communities be born and then evolve and then phasing them out whenever you've moved on to the next community. So you don't have to maintain it, or you can move people into a new way of thinking, you know, not like latching on to one idea and one identity. And I feel like that's a more flexible, more realistic. It's really cheap to start a company. I mean, you can start a company like that for literally less than $2,000 and it'll generate $1,000 a month, you know, pretty quickly, you know, $10 a month, 100 people, you know, you spend $2,000 in getting that checkout system put in place, and, you know, just do launch after launch, kind of like you guys have been doing this recycling, not of content, but of the methods and refining of the methods. And that's actually how we started down Badass too, with the Badass Ventures, because we did a big launch and my only goal was to buy a $600 surfboard at the end of that launch. We didn't have enough profit for me to buy a surfboard. At the end of, I had lost all of my hair from here to here, a whole band of hair. I traded and I didn't even get a surfboard.
That sucks.
So yeah. Learned a lot of lessons there, but
yeah, we're in that phase right now, just launching and relaunching and trying new things, but we're sticking with the same theme. And we've noticed that we're building a community. Social media is great for this, to have a community of people that we just keep showing up on their feed and they keep seeing us, and we are offering good info, but it's the same info over and over again. And I think it just takes a long time for people to get it, and they need to keep seeing it repeated. But most of the people that have bought from us so far have seen us many, many times before they decided to buy. And so we have created a little community. And one thing we want to do next in all of our businesses is, because Brad has one, I have one, we have one together, is the continuity-based membership. So like, are you doing that right now, or what have you learned in that type of model?
Yeah, the big thing is, Brad kind of, you called me a couple days ago and told me about the flywheel concept, which really applies here. For those of you who aren't familiar, and I wasn't familiar with it by name until Brad told me, but there is basically a momentum you get to spin this heavy wheel. It's a metaphorical wheel of you might call it of goodwill, actually.
Yeah.
And because really you're giving stuff and you're just so passionate about it and loving it, and you're sharing it so openly and answering questions. And this, if you never do anything with it, just spins and spins, and then actually can create damage, because if you don't offer people a way to step into the next phase, they can oftentimes get strong enough in their personal power to go step into learning under some guru who is not actually going to help them, So it benefits the customer or the person that you're doing this with, your followers, to create something to let them fly off into. Mm-hmm. And whenever you do that, you have to loop everything back into the same program. So like if they go to a video or they go to a Facebook thing, both of them, if they come from your group to go there, they should go back into your group from there. There should be links that go back. Everything should be looped in again in this way. And then you only have one place to promo. That's major, because it's like every time you add a new place you need to promote to in a slightly different way, you literally double your work. Mm-hmm. The majority of the work is all marketing, and you have all these different things to work on. It just scatters you. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that helped me a lot was doing a kind of hack on one-time purchasing, where they don't have to put it in their card more than once. And I didn't want to get a really expensive system to do this. So what I did is I made a program community. I've done this 3 times. I started the community. It's $10 a month. It's just like I posted on Facebook and did kind of a launch style, not anywhere as good as you guys are doing it, but just kind of, threw it out there to see what would happen. A bunch of people spilled into it, $10 a month, and I used Stripe. Stripe has this interesting quality where you can go in the back end of someone's account, create a new product, and then charge them without them clicking on anything. You can charge them in the back end. You can be on the phone. You can just see an email, hey, I want this product, charge my card, right? Or they can be in the Facebook group that you have for your membership. So like as a community, you might use a Facebook group. It's closed to have the conversation. And if you release something in there and you say, hey, I had the first 6 people to comment and say, I'm in, I'll charge your card on file with this amount and send you a receipt. And it's just a frenzy when you do that, because you're mixing, like you're saying, this social media element with purchasing without leaving the site. And it's all communication based instead of decision based, action based. So so we set that up, and I just had one person manage it. And, that was making, every time I did it, it made no less than $3,000 a month, just without having to do almost anything, So I think
what were you delivering in that program? Like what did you do to deliver content to keep them paying? What was it?
People want to learn. If people believe that, if like your following believes that you're going to study faster than they are, then they will oftentimes let you do that and pay you so that you can give them the kind of broken down, non-granular version of what it is that you studied, especially if it's making money. I never did it with making money, but if it's making money, then they can justify a $10 a month purchase. It's like, come on, like really easy, right? Mm-hmm. So making it really easy to say yes, and then sticking to a topic in particular. I was sticking to, I was literally selling a membership for spiritual awakening conversations. It wasn't even that I was teaching spiritual awakening, because you just can't. We're just having a place where we could spark conversations and talk about it, and it was a safe place to do that. And that's all that it was, the first one. And then it was habits that make you more aligned with your purpose and make you a more powerful person, things that kind of spread from the social side of things. But as long as, and what I did, like kind of a hack, just so the people watching can get a great benefit from this, is I just took you have to do 2 things. Make a banner. So that's like really easy.
Yeah.
You have to make a pinned post, and the pinned post at the top is a video of you, which is the welcome video explaining how to use the site, how to use the group. And I just said, okay, hit the expand button, link right under this, and it'll expand this post, and we'll edit it, and we'll add all the new links to all the new content in here every time we come up with one in the right spot.
I like that.
So that's it. Once they saw that, and you do the normal, like, hey, if you're mean and you're not helpful, we will fire you and kick you out of this group, and you will not get back in. You'll have to apply again.
Right.
So you set that stage for them, that expectation. And then every time you deliver, you actually just make a Facebook post. You can do a Facebook Live, whatever it is. And when you click on that post, the link at the top of Facebook changes. So you just grab that link, put it, edit the welcome video and put it underneath. And with the right header, And when they click on it, it just works all within Facebook. It's actually a really useful bootstrapping tool.
Yeah.
You just can't it's against the terms and conditions to sell a program to sell a Facebook group. You can't sell access to the group. You have to sell a program and then have the group be a part of the program.
Yeah, I like that. I like how simple that is, because we started running a lot of Facebook groups, and we found, disappointingly, that the bigger the group gets, the less people will see our stuff. The group still works on the Facebook algorithm, and it needs to have engagement and stuff like that. So just posting something in our group doesn't mean that everyone in the group is going to see it. And we were hesitant to use that in a paid model, because we thought if people are paying for this content, we have to make sure that they see it. So I like that as a method of making sure that works. Without, a lot of things tend to get lost in the Facebook algorithm if it's not engaging enough, or whatever they call it.
Yeah, I'm curious. You guys have been studying a lot of the Facebook algorithm stuff, and I haven't. I would love to. I mean, I just didn't know that, what you just said. Like, I didn't know that.
We found that out the hard way. It's frustrating.
Yeah. Is there anything else you found out the hard way?
A lot of things. Yeah. So live video is really the only thing that matters now. It's the only thing. If you're trying to spread a video somewhere and you want people to see it, the algorithm really rewards going live, and it rewards engagement, but they prioritize live videos because that's what people want to see and engage with the most. So we could be doing this live, and then people could ask questions and we talk to them. It's really, we're really fascinated by Twitch. Have you ever used that?
No.
It's a live streaming it started for gamers, but it's expanding now. It's probably like the biggest growing media channel. It's huge, especially with the younger generations. And what we're seeing is that people are more and more accustomed to immediate gratification. Like Amazon caught on to this. They let you buy stuff anytime you want, however you want. Uber's really good at it. Like all the top companies have kind of changed the game, as people are used to getting stuff when they want, whenever it's convenient for them. And in terms of us talking to them, they would much rather have like a face-to-face conversation and just get what they want now. And the best way that we can obviously the best way to do that is face-to-face selling, like conversation. But live video is the closest that we can get right now, which is interesting, because before the internet, we all just talked face-to-face, and we're kind of coming back to that now. Also, because of the trust factor, it's easier to trust someone who's live talking to you. There's no script. They're very authentic. It's not copywritten. It's not a VSL. A VSL is like compelling and well written, and you know that someone wrote that as a script, and hopefully it's good enough. A live video is just a person talking to you, and there's just a lot more trust and authenticity built in. Like you said, goodwill. So we're just, as marketers, that's helped us a lot. And a lot of people that buy from us now that are in our community, the biggest compliment that we always get is like, you guys are so honest and real and genuine. And that comes across because we go live all the time and just talk to them. Especially when you're marketing to other marketers, and they're used to seeing every pitch that's ever been thrown at them, and they're just dying for something more authentic and real, and someone who's not full of shit,
Yeah. Frank Kern really walks. I'm not sure how many people are familiar with him, but he's a brilliant marketer. Most famous, I think, for Mass Control Formula back in the day. And he was this. His main principle he never taught was the principle of the zag. While everybody's zigging, and you go, this is annoying. The zigging things that are annoying, you zag the other way, completely opposite, and just get everybody who's thinking the same stuff going, ugh, I can't believe this, So he's killed it that way. He's been the anti-marketer.
He's doing that right now, and we're in his class where he's teaching us what he's doing. And he's exactly doing that. He's going against the big trend of the last couple of years in marketing to marketers, is to flash your Lamborghini and show your amazing lifestyle and your mansion. Well, he's like, I found out that people are starting to get sick of that, so I just show myself in my bathrobe. And he'll be like, well, I have the fancy cars and I have the house, but nobody wants to see it anymore. They just want to see me hanging out with my wife and my kids. And it's like crushing it with Facebook right now because of all of this, you know, the trust factor and the zag. Like there's a big zag going on right now. And I think he's going to help us escape falling into the Lamborghini trap, because that was the trend for the last couple of years is, you know, I'm 23 and I have a Lamborghini. How did I do it? You know?
Yeah.
So that's really interesting that even back then he was saying the zag thing, because he's doing it again brilliantly.
It never goes old, actually. It never goes out of style, you know?
Yeah.
It's playing on everybody else's annoying things.
Yeah.
When you say the Lamborghini thing, I can't help but think of Ty Lopez.
Yeah, he started it.
He started it.
Yeah.
So good.
Everybody did it after he did it because it worked.
Yeah.
It got attention.
Yeah.
But what we've seen, and having been in marketing in different niches for a while now, that things kind of come up and down in waves. So the Lamborghini thing was a wave. Shopify drop shipping's a huge wave that people do. In dating, I'm really excited to jump back into my dating business and use what we're learning now, because the trend forever has been, look at all the hot girls I have. Look at me go approach these hot chicks and pick up chicks. And I personally don't like that anymore. Like, it's not my life anymore. And I know a lot of people in my audience also don't like it. Like that, they want someone that's more genuine, that can just talk to them like a person and actually care about them and have some empathy. Instead of saying, look at me over here with the Lamborghini or the hot girls, look at what you're missing out on. You know, like it's, I don't know. One thing that we just naturally are good at, that live video helps us with a lot, is just having empathy for our audience and actually giving a shit about them. Aside from just being good at what we do and helping them, which you have to do, also showing them that we genuinely care and we want to help them and that they can do it too. It's not like, look at me with my Lamborghini. It's like, look what you could have. Let's help you do it. It's all about you. It's not really about us. That's been working really well for us.
That's a very mature, man. It's so good to see marketing mature like this. When something like that finally works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never wanted to do that because we're like, it won't convert, you know? But social media is really helping that to actually work. You know, people respond to it.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's great to hear, because I've been waiting. God, it hurt my soul to do marketing.
You don't have to be such a hypey marketer to get attention anymore.
Yeah, that's nice, because I don't like that.
Yeah. And for everyone watching, this guy made millions off of like one of the hypiest videos ever, which we're not knocking it. It worked. It got attention. You have to get attention in your marketing. We talk about this all the time. If you don't have anyone's attention, whatever you say next just doesn't matter.
Well, I've also heard though in that video, like it's really good at getting attention, but then almost everybody follows it up with, but that guy is just so likable.
Yeah.
Like the way that you
Josh.
Yeah, you. Like your story that you told and the way that you talk, it immediately communicates, hey, this guy's like me. He doesn't sound like, you know, a professional voice actor. He just sounds like a great guy. But then you're delivering all the like hard hitting, you know, great copy. And so it was kind of a magical combination.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. You know, because I also got a lot of the other side of it. You know, I mean, what really broke my heart really with that thing was both a missed opportunity for me not seeing it early, and then, you know, and then also a misrepresentation of myself at the time, was that, you know, there's a point where we literally were getting 1.5 million views on the video sales letter a day. That's like, you know, of course we weren't converting hardly any of them because the affiliates were just going nuts. But
that's the game though.
Yeah. I was thinking, you know, you can see the average people watch 20 seconds, right? And the first 20 seconds were the most aggressive and the least authentic, and least helpful. So I was like, man, you know how cool it would have been if I had put something helpful for people? The first 20 seconds, I would have reached millions of people with a message that were actually ready to listen. And I didn't take that opportunity. I didn't see it at the time as something I could actually weave together. I was like, no, don't touch it. It's working. You know, I didn't want to screw it up, you know, break the system. So,
hey, do you mind if we share that video if people are interested?
Go ahead.
It's still out there.
No, go ahead.
Anyone watching this, if you want to see the video we're talking about, it's just look up Tao of Badass, TAO, Tao of Badass on Clickbank in the marketplace. It's still out there. I still sell it to my list in the back end. Still converts.
Yeah, maybe you can put a link or something also.
Yeah, we could happy to share with you guys. But having been in the dating niche for a long time now, everyone does that, and everyone has their own misgivings about doing it because they feel weird or like this isn't really authentic. It's not really me. But having tried to be authentic in that type of video, no one will pay attention. Like the reason that we do that hard-hitting stuff is because if you don't, they won't stick around and watch. Their attention span is so small. And so like I'm doing YouTube right now for dating channel, and one of my videos recently went viral and went out to like 600,000 people in a month. And it just went like slow. And then like after a year, just one of them went. Wow. And I hate the video. It's 3 minutes long and it's just telling them like a pickup line to say to girls. And it is my first time on camera doing YouTube, so I'm really awkward and like I hate it. I hate that that's what 600,000 people have seen me put into the world, you know? It's trash, you know? And the comments reflect that. There's a lot of trashy people watching it. But it has now grown my channel from like 1,000 subscribers to almost 8,000 in a month. And a lot of other people are now filtering down and seeing my more authentic messages where I actually put my heart out there and actually try to help them and be useful. And so what we're learning right now is there's a time and a place for both tactics. You know, there's a time and a place to be, we're calling it a crack video because it's just like a quick hit. It's to that audience, to the dating audience, like what to say to girls is crack. They just have to know. And they can't get enough of it no matter how much you do. So you put the crack videos out there and they drive the whole thing forward. But the rest of the videos down here that people actually would watch because they like you, we call those gold videos because we're actually being like a gold person and trying to help them and be useful. And the crack video has got a lot more people to see the gold video, so it's worth it, you know?
Right.
It's just like two different tactics that do two different things, and we're trying to leverage both. Because if I just did 20-minute videos where I tried to teach something real and share something emotional, way less people would see that over time. It would take a lot longer to grow. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. How are you guys mixing those two different styles in your launches that you're doing? Because that's a launch. You have lots of opportunity to show up a different way. So.
Yeah. So we're still getting better at that. But we've done like 5 or 6 product launches now. I think we could get better at making them shorter, the videos. Because, you know, product launch, you do like 3 content videos leading up to and open the cart and sell something. And a lot of our launch videos are like 40 minutes long, and we really go deep and like tell a story and teach stuff. Your videos for your affiliates too are pretty long.
Yeah.
This market they don't mind watching longer stuff if it's valuable and it teaches them something.
Right.
It actually teaches them how to do something. It's not just teasing.
I think the way that we combine them with the launches is the first headline or piece of content has to grab their attention. It has to. So it's not, you lead with the attention getter, and then you know, the people that pay attention, they're pretty likely to want the whole process. Right. So then once they engage with that first piece, which is usually very attention getting and kind of aggressive with the marketing, like in this niche, it's like an income claim, basically. That's like crack to the marketing and
10 grand a month.
Yeah, 10 grand a month, etc. Like some number of thousands of dollars per month, or like I'm a little heavier in the affiliate marketing niche, and for them it's X dollars per day. $100 a day is like affiliate crack, like beginner affiliate crack, right? Eventually it's $1,000 a day, but affiliates calculate by day, but generally people want to make a certain number of dollars per month. So we lead with that for the first video. And then in that video, we explain, oh, this is, you know, a bigger concept that we're going to show you more about in the next few days.
Yeah.
So it's basically a sales page. You know, you start out with a attention grabbing hook in a sales page, and then you lead into the story, which is which is the most of the first video of the launch is a story.
Right.
And then into the content, which, you know, the story goes into the problem, of course, and then the solution is the content. And then the third video is more like when you bring it all together, they see how they can use it. And then you can, all the pitch stuff. I mean, the secret to that VSL, the video sales letter, one of the secrets that the reason why people couldn't replicate it later, not just I had a great hook and all that stuff, that was John Benson, you know, that did that. But when he was like, okay, from here on, just do all the pitch stuff. He didn't really tell me about it. So I got a book. Do you guys remember changingminds.org?
No.
I got like most of my content from the book for Tao of Badass and stuff like that from this website. It was a psychology website.
Okay.
In there they had, yeah, it's pretty cool actually. They have a whole bunch of closing techniques, and most of them are just terrible. Like, they're wrong, right? It's kind of like Robert Greene does this with 48 Laws of Power. It's like, just manipulate them, you know?
Yeah.
But what I did is I picked all the ones I liked out of that, put them all in order, and just went, and, you know, in order from softest to hardest pitch, and just wove them together. Just nonstop, boom, 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 boom. So once we got to the crossroad where it was like, you know, hey, you learned all this stuff. Now you know this is the case, this is the truth, and now you know what to do with it. So you're at a crossroad now, right? You can either do what you've always done and get what you've always gotten and do this, or do this next thing, right? So when I hit that crossroad in the sales letter, it was just how many, if they're still watching, I'm pitching. Like the video was half pitching at the end. Yeah. That's the thing. If you look at when they all bought, it was like, I didn't expect to see what I saw. They would keep watching through, they're watching through pitches. They're watching through just a nonstop, like someone does that to me for 3 seconds and I'm like, right? Yeah. But they were watching and they were like, well, let me just see what else he has to say.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so what I found is if you can get them that far, like you've got them.
Yeah.
If you've watched that, the people that were going to leave, they left after 20 seconds.
That's right.
You know, if they're still watching 30 minutes in when you start pitching something, like you've got them. They're just convincing themselves to do what their emotional brain already told them they're going to do, you know?
Yeah.
Justifying what they want.
Yeah. Either the pain gets so exaggerated that they make an emotional decision, which then increases refunds, by the way, so you don't want to do that very much. Or the logic begins to match it, and it's like, oh, they have this, I can actually justify it with that thing you just said. Great, I'll do it, you know?
Yeah.
It's just really funny. You know, Wistia, the video company that hosts your videos for you, they're kind of like a YouTube, but they private videos. They let you get stats that show you when people's engagement drops off. So, you know, seeing something like that on a sales video is very, very, you know, beneficial. Did they do that with Facebook too and stuff when you make a live video? Did they give you stats?
Yeah, they tell you. So Facebook is more about retargeting audiences. And so they'll tell you how many people watch for 3 seconds, how many people watch for 10, how many people watch 50%, how many people watch 75. They'll give you categories. And then based off of that, you can retarget them with certain different ads based on how deep they went.
Ah, great idea.
I don't think it gives you that granular, but it gives you little categories.
Yeah, that's enough. Yeah. You don't need to, you know, I was looking because I had slides on the screen. So it was just, you know, slides like a slide deck, like a presentation. So I would look to see where they were dropping off, and then look to see where the engagement went back up, and I would just cut all the slides out that were crappy and then weave it back together, and then it would be like, you know, it's like it's so dumb sometimes. Like, I'll just cut that out then, you know. But yeah, it really worked. And that's very interesting. That's cool of Facebook to do that, actually. I haven't gotten into that yet.
We're still diving in. We've been going live a lot and just watching the stats. And the basic idea is you do little videos, like using the same psychology you just mentioned. You do little videos that are helpful, but also mentioning an offer that you have. And you put them out live because that's what gets the most engagement. And then you just keep doing that every day or multiple times a day. And you look at the stats, and then you take the best performing videos in terms of engagement, like watch time, and you pay to spread them out to more people and basically turn them into advertisements.
Another important part of that piece is that whenever you go live, as soon as you're done, Facebook
takes it upon themselves to spread that live video out over the next few days at least. Depending on how engaging it was, it will try to show that to as many people that are in the potential audience as it can. So if you go live within a group, it will spread that to as many people in the group that they think will be interested. Because Facebook has individual data on everybody. And they're like, oh, every time Connor goes live, you flip shit and you show up immediately. So I'm going to show you Connor's live right away. But then other people, it's like, you don't really like lives at all. So I probably won't show it to you unless it's a really, really good one. Anyways, and
Right.
so if it's on a public thing like your page and you go live, then it actually has the potential to drip out to brand new people.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, so the live video is not strictly live. It's live for now, and then as soon as it's saved, it gets dripped out in waves to the people who Facebook thinks would be most interested.
There pretty much is not a benefit other than being able to edit yourself for shooting a video and then uploading it. It's much greater benefit just to go live and let it be live, and then it'll be
with Facebook. Yes. Yeah.
Same with Instagram as well, or no?
I don't know anything about Instagram.
Yeah, I'm learning that now because Facebook and Instagram are connected. It's the same platform, like ad platform.
Okay.
Instagram is for shorter attention spans. So although they just recently brought out something called IGTV, which actually lets you go live for up to an hour. So it's like a combination of these short little like 10-second, a lot of people do their lives on Facebook and then they have someone edit out the best parts and put it out in chunks on Instagram with like subtitles so it's really engaging to your brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're still learning how Instagram works. It's a little bit different nuance to the platform, but same concept, just consistently putting out stuff that engages people and keeps them interested. Because you know, Facebook and Instagram just want everyone to be addicted and on there all day long. Yeah. And so if you're creating content, they want to reward the stuff that hooks people and keeps them engaged the most, because that's where the money is.
And they will never show something that doesn't engage people to anyone ever.
Yep.
If you post I've posted things like pictures or whatever that I thought would be really, any sort of text that causes them to have to read, they hate it. Yeah, they're like, nope, that'll never get seen ever. I know you could have put a week of time into that post, but if it's not something that gets people to stay on Facebook and engage with it, it will bury it immediately. And the algorithms know pretty fast. It's like, I showed it to your top 5 people and only one person looked at it for 10 seconds. I'm not even going to show it to the next 20. It's dead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Another thing we've learned the hard way. Don't waste time writing a lot of stuff. Just go live and make it engaging to the audience.
Even pictures. There are probably certain niches where this isn't true, but in our niche, just any image never gets seen. The only thing that gets seen is live videos. Right.
Have you guys
seen? In some niches, pictures are good.
Yeah.
Fitness people do it all the time. They like seeing pictures of like sexy bodies, you know.
I mean, who doesn't? Yeah.
I know that you guys know Dave Miz?
Yeah.
Dave started, he finally started trusting his own intuition around marketing and really is doing really well now. And one of his intuitions was that people like to laugh at memes if they're funny and they're a part of the content, So he started making, he's not the guy who writes all these sales letters. He's not like a guru in sales letters, but he started making these posts on Facebook that were just a meme and then a story that led into a really soft pitch. And they're so engaging, because of his delivery for that, and he was posting it, his topic was different, his following is different, but he has an email agency. So he's got like an attitude, about everything, right? He's got like an opinion about it, and people really love that about him. You guys are different, you don't have you're not saying your opinions that are kind of crass or kind of, out there.
Yeah, that's not really our persona.
Yeah, so it makes sense.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, Dave was great for that because he does not care, about that. But I actually care, so that won't fly for me either. And I think that's interesting, knowing which one you would work for you because of your character.
Yeah, that's true. We the there's definitely like one guy I studied forever when I started doing email marketing was Ben Settle. Do you know who that is?
No.
He's just known as like a top trainer for email marketers.
Yeah.
But he has that same like irreverent style where like he doesn't give a fuck. He's very snarky and he's got an attitude about everything. And that's not me. You know, eventually that turned me off and I stopped paying attention. But he has a massive following and people love that. It's just like, what kind of person do you want to attract, you know?
Right, exactly. If you're
Some
snarky.
people are really attracted to that like lovable asshole mentality.
Yeah. Do you guys remember the rich jerk? The
No.
Kelly thing? Yeah, that was another huge thing, that no one was doing this being a jerk.
Right.
And saying, I got all this money and you're broke and I'm better than you. He just like would say that. He's not like that at all. He's a really nice person. So he built this whole brand around that. And when he would go to like trade shows or like, you know, traffic and conversion summit or something, he would show up and he would just have to be a jerk to everybody because it was part of his persona and people were being jerks to him, you know, and he would be like, all right, he'd play it for a little while. And eventually he was like, he has a family. He's like, I don't want to do this anymore, you know, like that. But like Dave Chappelle said that after he came out with the Rick James thing, he would just be walking down the street with his daughter and someone would be like, I'm Rick James, bitch. Okay, well, okay, cool. You know, I created this.
Yeah.
But also I agree. If you can't sustain it, you know, don't do it. You know, find that perfect. Like I'm tend to promote more people like you guys where it's more authentic, you know, and less aggressive because it turns my friends off because I'm more the similar.
Yeah, exactly. It's easier for us too. Like it takes a lot of energy to be a character versus being like what you naturally do all day. And like, I don't know, I'm not an actor, you know, people, especially when you're on video all the time, people can pick up on all the things that show if you're being real or not.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's really great. I mean, I can see why the genuine nature of both of you, you know, it makes a lot of sense why I would bring you guys in for the, you know, you're effectively head of coaching and of marketing for the whole company. And those are the two parts of the company that are customer and prospect facing. The rest, they don't even see that stuff except for customer service. And customer service, you know, is, thank you, sir, may I have another? You know, it's like not the same. It's like, you don't want snarky customer service people or whatever. So like, it makes a lot of sense that the genuine nature of that put you guys in that place and you thrived for a while you were there. And now you're still promoting that same characteristic of yourselves. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does. Hey, could you explain real quick to everyone that's still watching, like how we all met and how your company sort of took off, like in a nutshell?
Yeah. I wrote a book. I had a coaching company before. We're charging $3,500 per person. And I got pushed out of the company. It was really gnarly. So I was all alone and I'm like, oh crap, but it was all my content. So I was like, I'll just write a book and I'll sell it for $100. Hey, it'd be saved $3,400 to read this book. It'll give you 80% of the stuff you need. And 40 people bought it. I put my heart into it. 40 people bought it and no one would buy it. And so finally my friend was like, hey, do a launch. So I was like, okay, you know. So I just like figured out what that was and did it and had all these affiliates and they're all mailing. And, you know, luckily we had some friend who was a distant friend saw me doing this and was like, hey, can I optimize your sales page for you? Can I split test your sales page so that we can see if we make more money? And I said, sure, if we don't make any money, we won't pay you. And he was like, okay. So it was a great deal. We made an extra $40,000 from that, just from him split testing from that during the launch, which actually put us just enough profit to be able to not give me a surfboard, but to like, you know, that we weren't in the negative.
You hired me, right?
What's that?
Didn't you hire me from that launch money?
Yeah, exactly. So
I was on my grandmother's computer because I didn't have high-speed internet at our parents' house, and it was so important for me to talk to you. You had like this cool thing to show me, so I like hopped in the car and like drove down to my grandparents' house as fast as I could, and like, Josh wants to talk to me, and he wants to show me something on the computer, and it was It's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really sweet, man. That wasn't for the launch. After the launch, we had 30,000 people on our prospect list, and we had something we could build momentum with and a little bit of money. So we brought you on, Brad, and then a little bit later on, once we got stable there with the marketing and optimizing, we brought you on, Conor, to take over the coaching side of things. And I remember, Conor, when I met you, it was at an event. It was called Attraction in Action, I think.
Yeah, you had a seminar in Vegas that I came to.
Yeah, and I was just, when I meet people, 1 in every 500 people that came to the class, I was like, whoa, you should do this for a living. And 1 in every 50 of those were like, okay. And the others were like, no, I don't. Other thing. And, you were one of the ones that were like, nah, because you were working for SpaceX.
Right.
I was like, nah, I just kind of pushed that away in my mind. Like, there's no way that you would leave literally being a rocket scientist to come and be a dating coach. But then after things got a little momentum, and Brad was on board too, and we had a really beautiful team of people. Then I took a really big chance, 2 really big chances. One is that we increased our affiliate commission to 75% instead of 50%, which means that we were making half as much money as we were before, because we were getting 50% and now we're only getting 25%. And that really worked, and gave us a lot of positive momentum at the end of the month. At the end of every month, all of our affiliates would be like, I gotta pay rent.
Yeah.
So you get to see that funny thing. And then the second thing was that I focused on the video sales letter as well. And then that pushed things, optimization of the sales page, landing page, that pushed us all to a place where then we could really operate like a real company, Couldn't have done it without you guys. No doubt I couldn't have done it without you guys, because if you weren't there, I couldn't have taken my eyes off of that stuff and spent 3 months, which is how long it took me to make that video sales letter. And it was brutal, but it was so worth it, man.
Yeah.
An impact,
So what happened next once you got that video sales letter? And I remember you worked with John Benson, right? Who's like just a legendary copywriter for everyone who's watching this.
That's right. Yeah.
Things just took off, right? Like it just started converting like crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we had a 7 to 10 day funnel before that. That was a launch, traditional launch, these content videos and then a sales page. And it converted at maybe, let's say overall converted at maybe 5%, right? And we were making about $300 a day off of that, which we were just like, yes, we're, off of that. So we were so happy. And then I worked with John on this video, before you release something, you're just like, please.
Yep.
I don't want to fail again. I can't fail again, which I've done so many times. And so we made a video, one video, all we did was we looked at our emails and we said, what's the highest open rate subject line? What's the highest click-through rate email? And we just put them together. And then instead of promoting whatever I was in the other click-through rate email, I put this new video in there. And then I sent it to the list. And the next day, we were making the least amount of money we made after that until the very end when things were tapering off years later was $3,000 a day. So we went from 300, we had a 10x overnight from doing the video sales letter. And I was a changed man, And after that, I changed the background color, 50% increase in conversion. That background color, like all these little things then that would just boop, 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 boop. And then after about, 2 months of split testing, we were the highest converting product in our niche that fast, And people say, oh, you're one sales page away from, wealth and riches. And I was like, yeah, maybe, right? Like, that's true. If you just count the last one, if you count all the failed attempts beforehand, it's pretty gnarly. So yeah, we buckled it down, man. We killed it doing that. And we really, it's funny to think about it, right? I got pictures, people after that for the next 2 years. Hey, check this out. And it's like this DJ with all this video screen behind him. All of it was playing all of our ads. at an event with a huge, like a festival.
That's awesome.
Like 8,000 people in the audience, and everything in the background is like, you know, my picture, my face, and it's like good-looking guys hate him, you know.
Yeah.
You know, all the video, the goldfish stuff, you know. And then another guy was like, "Hey, I'm at a marketing conference," and the whole conference was breaking down our VSL, the whole thing.
That's awesome.
I was like, wow, we made a major impact on the world, you know, of marketing that way. And how cool what we did, you know?
Yeah, man.
Let's do it again, but, you know, be cooler than we were when we were naive,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So.
Yep.
Yeah,
that definitely has been ripped off many times. People know about that ad, especially the whole, like, handsome guys hate him. Like, that's been everywhere.
I got a lot of sympathy messages. You're not so.
Yeah, like it's still on Clickbank for everyone watching. It's still working.
Yeah.
Seen it before. It starts out by saying, "Hi, I'm Josh, and this is a fish."
Yeah.
It's like classic pattern interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's such a cool story. You know, like everybody has their own journey to where they got to be. And yeah, it sounds like you made it overnight, but how many failed sales letters did it take to get to that point, you know?
Yeah. I think Conor, I can't remember. I think you may have showed up right after we launched that video sales letter.
I think so, yeah.
Brad, I think you were there beforehand, weren't you? Right before that?
Yeah, I was there for the $200 days.
Yeah.
And you might have felt good for a while, but then eventually you're like, wait a second, we're running out of money. And then it was like, I need to do something. Yeah. And that's when you like took your sabbatical thing to go study with John Benson, the master of copy. You rode your motorcycle up there to the house in the hills. I remember. And I was like so nervous. I was like, oh God, he said I'm responsible for, the emails or whatever. Like, I was super nervous for that. And yeah, it just worked out. Yeah, man, there's so much stuff we could talk about. It's so fun to reminisce.
Yeah, we should pick a little section of that sometime, like something that we really want to go over all the details of, and just like another interview and just spill the beans on everything that all the secret stuff that we don't teach most of our conversations because we just don't get that deep,
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'd be sick.
Anyone who watches this later, comment below and tell us what you want us to dive deeper on.
Yeah, great.
I think personally, I'd love to dive deeper on just like writing copy and sales letters, That's all I've been doing the last 4 years.
Yeah, and it's the number one skill. I mean, if you take an entire business and you go, you guys, I know we have to get off here in just a minute, but the law of uneven distribution, or the 80-20 rule, states basically that most of your efforts come from only a few of the things that you do. Most of the efforts don't do anything, and most of the results come from only a few things that you do. So if you discover what they are, you can get rid of the other stuff or do it minimally and spend most of your time on this. But if you look at business, if you look at success is gauged by whether or not you are creating value, and value is oftentimes gauged by whether or not you're making money. And money is gauged by how well you sell something, and how well you sell something is gauged by how well you write copy. Mm-hmm. So like literally, if you just write copy, all the other stuff will happen. It's called a compounded 80-20. So you can get it so that the 1% of the thing that you do generates 99% of the results that you need. And that 1% thing is without a doubt, is learning how to write sales copy. Mm-hmm. No doubt.
Yeah, man. Yep, couldn't agree more. Served me quite well.
Yeah, it's also quite a rabbit hole.
And the cool thing is, like, you can get better and better at it too, but just being decent enough at it puts you ahead of so many other people.
Yeah, and mixing it with what you guys are teaching already, like the authenticity part of it and how to weave in these little pieces, like the way that we just talked about it just now. If we were selling a product on copywriting, I guarantee you people who are watching this would be like, hey, how do I get access to that? Because naturally we're doing it. So when we start talking about it now, that's the benefit. Then you can just talk, right?
Yeah. Well, so the more copy I write, the more it just comes out in your language patterns, like the way that you talk. And especially a lot of people think that copywriting and sales involves really hypey, hard-hitting stuff. but a lot of the best copy and the best selling involves a lot of empathy and emotion that can't really be faked. It's got to be like really put out there and studied and put to your audience. And what we do in live video now is the same process. It's just happening live with more ums and uhs and filler words because we're not writing a script, but it's just selling. Copywriting is just selling. And people have been selling face-to-face for hundreds of years. We just got back from Grant Cardone's 10X conference. He's like the top sales trainer in the world. And when he niches it down to like the number one things, he just says, if you want to make more money, like be better at selling, you just need more contacts. He just says sales is a contact sport. If you just have more people that know who you are, that you're in contact with, you'll make more sales. It's really that simple. Like, which is funny because he's a master at sales. He does all kinds of sales training. Like, he's very good at it. But to everyone else watching, it's like, oh, I just need more people to know who I am. That's cool.
Yeah.
For us marketers, it's like you just need more attention on your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's great because people are already sold on that idea with followers and friends.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's the same thing. So that's a really great point, actually.
Yeah. But for us in our business, like the top skill has been like conversion, how to sell, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, totally, man. That's very, very curious. That makes me think about a couple things. I like talking to you guys about secrets now.
He said that if you don't want to be good at selling, all you need to do is know more people. You know, the more people you know, the easier selling gets.
Oh, yeah. Like, yeah, exactly. Put more fish in the bucket and you don't have to be a great shot.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've gone from wanting to be like the best copywriter, like shooting fish from 100 miles away with a sniper rifle, you know, to
you pick up the fish 100 miles.
Yeah, like that's John Benson, you know, like I'm the best at this one skill and it's a really valuable skill. I went from that path to I just want to be the best at creating the whole business. I'm good enough at copy, but what good is copy if I don't have a lot of traffic, you know, like.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly.
What good is all of that if I'm not delivering a good product that actually benefits people's lives and makes them want to stick around, you know? So I've shifted from that to trying to just be good at like the whole entrepreneur, like creating the whole system.
Do you have a program for that too, where you just teach the very basics on all that stuff?
Yeah, we teach people how to do it with email because that's our whole business model is building email lists and selling them stuff.
Yeah, of course, that handles.
So that's our main product we sell right now. Is called the Email Ignition Formula. We have a whole webinar and a whole funnel for it, and it just shows people how to build the whole thing, a whole machine where email marketing is the backbone, and how to get free traffic and paid traffic and how to convert into sales and what types of niches and offers and all that stuff. Complete business system.
Yes, that's the thing. If you can just that's a great idea because it's not comprehensive, and that's too much. If it's like every little tiny thing they could ever know about business, that's too much. What would be great is, which is what you're doing, this, and which isn't very available, which is crazy to me, is how to do just the first things right, and then how to grow on that so that it's stable. Like you can't have flash in the pan business. It doesn't work. You might get a car, you might pay your rent, but then you have to start over again after that, and you're chasing affiliates down, or you're begging people to buy your product and stuff. If you just do these first pieces right, like you're saying, if you just have good copy, but a crappy product and crappy operations, sorry, right? And the same with the other pieces, good operations, but crappy product, you know, or great product, great ops, and crappy marketing, which is the most common thing, right?
A lot of people do that. Yeah, they focus on having the best product, but no one ever buys their product to find out if it's the best. That's another one we got at the conference. That's like a big paradigm shift. It's not about being the best, it's about being the best known.
Well, you experienced that. You, like you said, you put your heart and soul into the book that you wrote, and it was amazing. And everybody who read it, literally, I heard this phrase so many times from literally thousands and thousands and thousands of people. It changed my life. So many people said that changed my life. Yet, when you first started, you only sold 40. It had nothing to do with the quality of the book. It was the same book that sold hundreds of thousands of copies later, and got, you know, there were just these other things like getting attention, the marketing. So that's just a perfect case study of that. Like, the product didn't change. The product was the same the whole time. Those 40 people probably experienced that it changed their life, but it wasn't until you put these other things in place that hundreds of thousands could experience that.
Yeah, and also, like, there's something to be said for the marketing being, as the marketing is a segue into the content, you know? They say don't judge a book by its cover, but like, if you look at, you know, why does Apple spend so much time on all their product packaging then, right? I mean, it really makes a big difference when you hold the top of a box and it slowly pneumatically goes, shh.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I can't wait for this thing. The video was kind of like that. People, then they got the book and they were like, thank you, because I had delivered content beforehand. So actually it's necessary to get your content to change people's lives. It's necessary to have good marketing, necessary to sell, for sure.
Yeah, you can't change any lives if you don't reach them and get their attention in the first place.
That's right. Yeah, at least, the very least that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is definitely really fun. We could probably talk about this all day.
Yeah, we could.
So let's
do it. I'll just cancel my appointments today.
But yeah, if you'd be down to do this again sometime, we'd love to do it.
Yeah, let's do one on copy. Cool. Or, you know, see what people have to say also. Let's see what they have to say, and whatever that is, we'll do it on that. But
totally.
you know.
Also, would love to get you out here to visit Austin. It's a pretty cool city.
Yeah, I heard you. I've been thinking about this. That you're like, Josh, either come real soon or come fall. You know.
Yeah, summer sucks. We'll be here till June at least. That's how long our lease goes. After that, we're not sure.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're thinking about leaving?
Possibly.
Okay.
We're not sure. Just when the lease is over, we don't know what's going to happen. So
we're both pretty nomadic.
Yeah. He's literally the nomad Brad. So.
That's right. Yeah. As long as you're not mad, you're nomad. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll come out there. Maybe we'll do that would be super fun. I've heard a lot of great things about Austin, and a lot of swimming areas around there too for like the early summertime where you can go swimming and stuff. That sounds like my alley.
All right, it's happening.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, man. It was really cool to talk to you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, what our audience has to say and what happens next.
Cool.
All right, talk to you soon.
Thanks, man.
Bye, guys.